Martha Stewart's dinner party revolution. Martha Stewart, Beauty, Pressure, and a Million Copies Later. Martha Stewart didn't just teach America to host. She turned entertaining into a culture and a business. According to the Times, her first book, Entertaining, from 1982, is being reissued, pushing total copies in print to 1 million. The lavish photos, the color palettes, the maximalist "you can do it" ethos. This was the blueprint for the modern lifestyle influencer. Stewart, now 84 years old, owns it all. I was the original trad wife and more organized, she says. The book inspired careers and consumer habits, but it also sparked backlash for perfectionism and privilege. As Alison Roman put it, always been allergic to the word entertaining. Stewart's reply hasn't changed. The object is to get people to try. Love it or roll your eyes, the reissue proves her influence endures. From farmhouse chic to Snoop Dogg collaborations to a Sports Illustrated cover, Stewart transformed the dinner party and the expectations that come with it. What's the real message here? Martha Stewart is back and she never went away. It's the 40th anniversary or 43rd anniversary of her book, Entertaining. She's on the front page of the New York Times and every other major media outlet. This woman knows how to influence. She's the original influencer. She is getting better and better every day. And I think we're going to see her for another decade or so. Let's go a little bit deeper here. I am not someone who is that into cooking, I'll be honest with you. And decorating flowers is not really my thing. Okay. But I have to tell you, I am absolutely fascinated by Martha's career. Her ability to use her skills, her talents, into every single medium and to understand exactly what her strengths. Now, a lot of people don't know or didn't remember way back in the early 60s when I was not just born, she was already a beauty queen and a model. But she realized correctly that, hey, every guy's looking at me now and checking me out. But when I'm 22, there's going to be attractive 19-year-olds and you can't compete with that forever. I got to do something else. So she segued into being a stockbroker and doing well on Wall Street. And she did that well for many years. Had a setback, kind of reorganized, started catering. Now, it's hard for me to imagine a business less desirable to me than being a caterer. That would be extraordinarily difficult. It's hard work. Whether you love Martha Stewart or hate Martha Stewart, the one thing everyone's in agreement on is she is an extraordinarily hard worker. She does everything on her various farms and houses. She's often working till 2 a.m. She's working 7 days a week. She has a work ethic that is absolutely unparalleled. And here she is, 84. I don't know if it's technically true if she's still a billionaire. She was officially when her company went public in the dot-com bomb. She was really one of the first, if not the first, woman tech CEOs to become a billionaire with her company. But that really tanked, and in part because of her conviction for dealing with the stock market manipulation and we're not going to get into that whole thing. To her credit, most people don't even think of Martha Stewart as a felon these days because she didn't just retreat from public life. A lot of times people are convicted of felonies. They just say, okay, you got me. I'm going to go have a quiet life, putter around in my garden and not ever talk to anyone. Or they just retreat to the golf course like Spiro Agnew, caught in corruption many decades ago, another former vice president. But Martha Stewart was different. She's like, no, I'm going to be out every day demonstrating my craft. Here's what I think is so remarkable about her. She's not afraid to try new things. She's not afraid to be pretty good at something. She's not, by her own administration, she is not the world's best chef, but she does cook. She's not the world's best gardener, but she does garden. What she did so well, and I think is a good roadmap for you and me, is she took differing things and combined them in a new way that made her unique. She said, I'm going to take the concept of entertaining at home, cooking, decorating, gardening, and put it in this umbrella of living. Martha Stewart Living became her brand. And Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia was really the name of her company. And she created an empire. Magazines, TV shows, radio shows, public appearances, cable TV, broadcast TV, public TV, websites. She is the ultimate content machine. Now, do her TV shows get canceled? Yes. Do some books do better than others? Yeah. Is every single book a number one U.S. Or New York Times bestseller? No. In fact, this very book, Entertaining, never made officially the main New York Times bestseller list, in part because it was priced at $35 43 years ago. So it was way, way too expensive to do well in the mass market. But it really cemented her image and created a brand for her. The other thing about her is she's not really technically a fantastic speaker. She says ums and uhs a lot. She doesn't let it bother her. She just keeps on speaking, keeps on doing TV shows, keeps on doing video shows, video content for web. She continues to collaborate. Now, when you're doing a daily talk show, you have celebrity guests, which she did well, but she continues to morph and evolve, and she's not afraid to make a fool of herself. Most 84-year-olds, if you said, hey, would you like to pose in a bathing suit on the cover of Sports Illustrated, they'd say, my God, that's the last thing I'd want to do. That's crazy. I'd be too embarrassed. She's like, nope, I'll do it. Now, whether you consider that abhorrent shamelessness or just supreme self-confidence, I'll let you decide that. I do think there's something supremely admirable about what she's done. Now, not everything is admirable. By all accounts, she had been a licensed stockbroker, so she knew the rules about getting inside information, trying to make sales based on insider information to beat the market. She knew that was wrong. She did it. And by all accounts, she was never willing to really admit it during her court issues, where she ultimately served time. So is she ruthlessly ambitious to the point of not willing to follow the law? Yeah, that's not what I'm saying should be emulated or admired. It's a part of her record, but it should only be part of her record. Let's go through some of her career highlights. So she did the book in 82, huge success, really brought her international fame. And then she was able to start Martha Stewart Living magazine in 1990. That became a huge thing. She built her Martha Stewart Living Omnimedia. It went public in 1999. That was the absolute sort of peak of the dot-com bubble. And she was everywhere. I well remember that. And so she was officially a billionaire then. She hosted a daytime show, Martha Stewart Living, since the 1990s. That went on a long time. She then, that got canned. She then started the Martha Stewart Show that went into syndication until the mid-2000s. She created Martha Stewart Living Radio, a whole radio network, 24/7 lifestyle channel. And she created, the other thing she did that was fast is creating this product line in Kmart, because other celebrities had attempted to do their fashions, their brands, if they were a couture designer, and they would sometimes partner with someone like Penny, a down market, and it would destroy their reputation. They would be laughed at. It was seen as not a good fit. She was able to partner with Kmart and not get the taint of Kmart being so low end. She pulled it off, was able to put her name on every kind of garbage can, towel, silverware, branding deals. She was really a master of that before all the so-called new influencers today mastered that art. She expanded through Macy's. I mean, there was a time you couldn't walk through Macy's without seeing her face everywhere. She spun off certain verticals like Martha Stewart Wedding, Everyday Food. These were more magazines. And she was constantly reinventing herself, going on VH1 with Martha and Snoop's potluck dinner party. She knew that so much of success is always being new, being interesting, and combinations in ways that people don't normally think about. People had not been used to thinking of your decorating as a part of your entertainment life, your cooking as a part of your, she bridged that together by connecting herself with Snoop Dogg, someone that most people would say that's the most opposite of personality. She was seen as very upper class, prim, proper, Connecticut, wealthy white woman where everything is elegant. And Snoop Dogg, let's face it, did not have that reputation or image. She was able to really connect with him and bring in new viewers and get exposed to his fans. He's expanded her fans. She moved into streaming with Martha Knows Best on HGTV and Discovery. She's on Roku with Martha Cooks, Martha Gardens.